welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, you are welcome, and if you're a returning subscriber, thank you for coming back to my channel. On this channel we'll talk about skincare, lifestyle, DIYs, recipes and everything in between. And so yeah, let's get into this video. Today I'm making a body butter. This is for someone who's light skinned, and this is also lightening body butter. The ones I've made in the past are butters that both dark skinned people can use, because it's very rich in shea butter. But we all know that shea butter, sometimes people complain about it darkening their skin, and so I've opted to make more of a lightening body emulsified body butter. And so if you made the last one and you felt like it was making you dark, this one will not, because I'm using purely mango butter. There is no shea butter in this formulation. Okay, my ingredients today, I'm making 100-gram product, so very little quantity. I have my mango butter over here. I've talked about hard and soft butter. This is mango butter. As you can see, it's very hard, and so this will also help the emulsified body butter to stay together in lukewarm temperature. This body butter is also you can use as a day moisturizer for your skin. For someone who suffers from dry skin, yes, you can use this. This is emulsified, so both people that suffer from oily skin can also still use this butter. It's not too greasy on the skin. This is my Giga White powder. Giga White powder is water soluble, and so this is an emulsified butter, water and oil coming together. So this is my active Giga White. For my oil soluble powder, I'm using kojic dip, kojic palmitate. It's a better option than kojic acid, and it's also oil soluble. And my waxes today, I'm using e-wax and stearic acid. I'm using stearic acid today because I realized that cetyl alcohol was making my product kind of foamy, and so when it cools down, you notice some little dispersion in between. So hopefully stearic acid isn't going to give me that effect. I'm using carrot oil today, and this is lightening body butter, so nothing better than carrot oil. And this is my concentrate that I'm using to boost the efficacy of this product. This is my saffron essential oil. I'll be using saffron essential oil as well, and I'm going to be using tissue oil. You can use bio oil, rescue oil, any oil of that sort you can use. I'll also be using vitamin E oil today. Vitamin E is a rich antioxidant, also helps with firming the skin and all of that, and helps to prevent this product from changing color. This is my carotid oil, already measured, and I'm also using distilled water. Please, when you're making formulations, use nothing other than distilled water or hydrosols. Don't use regular tap water. And my preservative today, I'm using Jamal Plus, and I'm going to be using lactic acid to balance the pH of this product, and then we'll see how that goes. Okay, all right, so the first things first. Oh, and I also have my Filipino powder and solution over here. This is a whitening solution of some sorts. This has been dissolved, and so I'll be using that as well. Over here I have my distilled water measured out. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to measure out my butter. I'm using 30% of my total formulation of butter. On this channel we deal with percentages most of the time. So my waxes, I'm using my waxes at using e-wax at 6%, and I'm using my stearic acid at 3%. And I'm adding my carrot oil. So as always, we're going to go ahead to heat this up to temperature of about 45 degrees. I will be using my thermometer to check the temperature because I want this to heat up at the same temperature as my water. Okay. So we're gonna heat this up. I'm using 20 grams. That's 20% of my formulation for my water. Okay. So I'm going to use my thermometer while I'm heating this up to check to make sure they're at similar temperature. You can heat this up in a microwave. You can also use the double boiling method. Okay, so this has been heated up. I'm going to go ahead to add my gigabytes to my water. I'm using my actives at 3%. And koji dip goes into oil. I think I'm going to go ahead to heat this just a little bit. As you can see, you want to make sure that they are at similar temperature or the same temperature, because if this is cold and you add it to this, it's going to thicken up immediately and it's going to cause lumps, serious lumps in your formulation. So you want to make sure that they're at same temperature before you do the emulsification. Okay, so I lost about 4 grams of water when I double boiled, so I'm going to go ahead to replace that. More than 5. I'm also use that to rinse off my gigabytes. Cannot but emphasize on how a hand mixer or a stick blender is very important in the emulsification process. This is what gives your water and oil that pressure it needs to take form. If you don't use this, your butter and your product might separate. Okay, so as you can see, it has thickened. This is one of my favorite things to make. If you want custom orders, just send us a message. It'll come true for you. Okay. I'm going to add my concentrate. This is my booster for this product. You can use any concentrate of your choice. I'm using this one. I'm going to add our tissue oil. I'm using my tissue oil 5%. If you've watched my video, the last Bodybutter video, I talked about the importance of this. The vitamin E oil, 2%. So if you're scared about your products being too thick, don't be in a hurry to add waxes. By the time you add your concentrates and your oils, it will soften up again. So I'm going to be adding my Filipino set, Filipino powder solution. I'm using this at I think about 7%. If you can see that. I'm going to be adding saffron oil. You can use any essential oil of your choice. I'm using saffron oil. Saffron oil is a good lightening oil. Your essential oils, of course, you don't want to use more than 1%, so 0.5 to 1%. I'm going to be using 0.5%. So if you noticed, when my water and oil coming together, there was no like foam. So I'm hoping, I'm guessing that the stearic acid has done that for me, because the cetyl alcohol was giving my formulation like foam. So I'm gonna go ahead to test the pH of my formulation. I'm going to be doing that off camera, and then let you guys know what the pH of this product is. Alright, and so I made my sodium hydroxide solution, and I was having a pH of about 2.3, which is really acidic, and I wanted it to be at least 4.5, and so I have a pH now of 4.7, which is totally okay for me. This is my buffer solution of pH of 4. My students will understand what that means. This changes the texture of the product, and so I have to use my machine to heat this up again one last time. So as you can see, it was beginning to separate. So because your pH solution consists of water and your sodium hydroxide, and so because you're adding more water to an already oily formulation, it's going to separate. So all you have to do is beat it again. You can see we are fine and back, and we are pH balanced. Now if we're making a purely anhydrous formulation, that is no water in our formulation, we wouldn't have to test the pH, but we incorporated water and concentrates and all sorts of things, and so we definitely need to make sure that our pH is properly balanced. So I'm going to go ahead and put this into my container. And so yes, this is our final product. I have tested this on my skin. It is very okay for people who have oily skin already, but for someone that has really dry skin, you might want to increase your oil and or add shea butter to yours, just to give you that really moisturizing effect. Mine my skin is dry, so I will probably increase the oil, but for someone, like I said, who doesn't have oily skin, this is perfect. That has an oily skin, this is perfect for you. Okay, all right guys, so this is our body butter. This is just a little sample size just for you guys to see how you can make your own lightening body butter. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.